Hi everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Yeah, here we are, another rainy day in the Pacific Northwest. Today is kind of that stereotypical day. I know when you think of the Oregon Pacific Northwest, you think of forests and trees and rain and all that, which we've got the trees and the forests down here, but the Medford area, we get on average 16 to 18 inches of rain in a year, and we've had an inch in 24 hours, so for us, not too bad, not too bad. But you guys don't tune in for the weather report, so I'll get to it. Got a lot to cover today. First, I need to send a big shout out to a good friend of mine, Jeff. He sent me a little care package after watching that ridiculous video, oh, I don't know, week and a half ago, of trying to pour some fuel into that carburetor out of this 2-gallon gas can and not make a mess. Now, I succeeded that time, but Jeff wisely knew that I wouldn't succeed every time, so I got a little care package. These are a dental flushing tool that apparently you can get on Amazon, and he sent me some of these in a pack so that the next time I need to prime a carburetor or something like that, I can just stick this down the gas can, get a little, inject it in nicely, and not make a mess. So Jeff, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It'll make life a lot easier. Next up, we're back to taking a look at the last carburetor I have for Chance. We looked at this again a week and a half-ish ago, and we had still the leak on the fuel turret down here, and it was missing the screen. Well, when I went out looking for screens, the best deal out there far and away was a gentleman in Canada, and those came in today, safe and sound. And so I want to put this carburetor back together and pressure test it and see if we can fix the problem. If you remember from that other video, I was speculating about the thickness of that gasket, and as I looked through my stock of stuff up here, I realized I have an original Tillotson branded kit that I hadn't torn into yet. So I'm going to, because I can fix this problem probably without using any sort of gasket sealer. Now this kit comes with several of these quart gaskets, and I will end up using whichever one works out the best. The aftermarket kit came with this gasket to fit down in that turret. See how thin that thing is? Here's the thinner of the two gaskets that came in the Tillotson kit. That's easily, see if I can hold this up and hold it steady enough, that's easily half, this one's half the thickness of this one. And then we got the big mammer jammer here, which is twice again. So one of these two is going to seal this carburetor up. I can almost guarantee that. So let me see if I can get this zoomed in from this vantage, so you guys can see what's going on in that carburetor. I put the camera over here after the feedback about when I'm test running a saw, it vibrates the bench so much you guys can't see what's going on. Yeah, it's a little better. But the net result is all the stuff I have between me and the camera makes it extra super hard for me to zoom in and control the thing. So sorry for the close-ups of my ugly mug. So this screen has the hole in the center, and it literally just drops into place. That is your in-carburetor fuel filter. So any fuel that comes in through the turret has to go through this, and in theory this is a fine enough mesh. Sorry, that was out of frame. Comes in through the turret. That mesh is going to catch the garbage before it gets in there and causes a problem in the carburetor. So what I don't remember, and this is bad on me, is exactly what direction this turret needs to be facing when it's installed. So we know that it's going to be on the saw like this. So I got to clock this thing properly. So I may have to email Chance, and unless I do have a zip I could pull down, let's just see if we can test this thing out. I'm going to zoom that out a little bit because I know you guys can't see half of what I'm doing. So I've got that pressed in there. When these old, there's some sort of nylon, Bakelite something or other, plastic. I don't think they're a true plastic, but whatever. These turrets can get deformed, especially if they've been over-tightened over the years. So you got to carefully press them into place. They're not super common. You can still find them out there. But if you can reuse your old one, that is the best. At least for your pocketbook. Alright, so, and as you're tightening down, you want to look around here and make sure it's going down evenly. I've had these hang up, like that one just moved a smidge right there. They'll hang up on one edge and not tighten down. Okay. Let's see if our pressure gauge likes what we did. I'd like to think so. I've had these on occasion where I needed to use some Moto Seal around the gasket, basically as a gasket sealer, and I'll do that if I have to, but I prefer to get the gaskets to do what they're supposed to do. Alright, moment of truth. Pump this bad boy up. Yeah, still got a leak down. Wow. It's not as quick as it was, but that is still pretty rapid movement. That would be enough to cause a problem. So let me get you guys set down, and I'll confirm with a little bubbly that it's leaking at the same spot again. I'll readjust that angle. Good Lord. I swear it's true, every flat surface that a guy has turns into a mess. Okay. You can use soap, you can use oil, either way we're going to see if it's leaking around here real quick, and if it is, yeah. Yep. Well, not as much as I thought. Well, then let me do the other unscientific method, and I'll grab the bucket of water. Yes, and I know people will scream, you can't put a carburetor in water. Yeah, you can. You just can't leave one in there. Yep. Steady stream of bubbles right around one edge there. Right by that screw, you can see them right there. So that is actually a burr on that damn turret cover, believe it or not. That's amazing. But if you can imagine a day where you're out cutting or trying to cut, every time you shut the saw off and it built some pressure in the tank, it would be leaking fuel through here. And even under gravity, that gravity feed is going to cause that to leak, and it would slowly leak all of your fuel right out. So I will go find my stash of these turrets and put a new one on, and hopefully that will seal the deal for you, Chance. Okay, here we are. Very, very slow needle movement. Slow enough, I am fine with that. The needles, the rubber tip needles on these things, actually need a little bit of fuel as my wife opens the garage door. Damn thing really is noisy. They need a little bit of fuel to swell that rubber tip. So I injected a little bit in there. I don't want to make this thing stink for the shipping back, but a little bit's not going to hurt. So movement that slow, which is barely at all at this point, we're good. So we'll get all this stuff wrapped up, repackaged properly, Chance, and yeah, we'll be getting these sent your way real soon.